Ready to take your call. Capital OTB is the better choice for wagering on thoroughbred and harness racing. Stop by one of our locations to bet in person or open a Capital Bets account and place your bets over the phone or at capitalotb.com. Whether you're on the road or in the comfort of your own home, Capital OTB is the better choice.
Welcome back to Down the Stretch, everyone. I'm Mark Cassano, and obviously for Mike Mitchell and Joe Talamo, wire to wire by a half length to win the Arroyo Seco. Trailblazer, the Japanese shipper, in the shortest race of his career, I thought was an outstanding second, while Mr. Commons finished third. 131.95, only 6/100ths of a second off the course record. Our first guest this morning has won 5 editions of the Breeders' Cup Mile, 2 as the rider for the magnificent Miesk, and 3 as the trainer for the Great Goldie Kova. He will shoot for number 6 this year with a wonderful filly Moonlight Cloud joining us from France, Mr. Freddie Head. Freddie, Mark Cassano welcoming you back to Down the Stretch.
Well, good morning, Mike. Good morning.
Freddie, it's nice to have you. Freddie, our audience would string me up if I didn't ask you how Goldie Kova is doing.
Well, she's very well. She didn't fall. She didn't fall to Galileo, so we're expecting a fall in March.
All right, Freddie, that's wonderful. Let's talk Moonlight Cloud. From very, very early on when you got her, you thought she could be something special.
Absolutely. She won her first 2 runs very easily. She had, as a 2-year-old, she had a lot of speed. And I ran in a Group 1 where she finished 4th. She didn't have the best of runs. Then at 3, she started by winning a Group 3. It's a prep race for the Guineas. In the Guineas, she was very unlucky. She almost fell down starting at the break. And she had no chance. She lost every chance. Afterwards, she came back to win a Group 1 in Deauville on 6.5 furlong. And after that, she ran the back end at Ascot, where she finished 4th with a bad run. And this year, she made a re-entry and won a Group 3 at Longchamp 7. After that, we got beat by a short head by Black Caviar at Ascot in the Diamond Jubilee. And then we went to Deauville, won another Group 1, same race, the Prix Maurice de Guise. And a week after I ran her in the Jacques Le Marois, which is the mile up the straight. It's the best 3-year-old and upward race for horses in Deauville, milers, and she was very unlucky. I think she should have won. She finished 4th, and after that, well, she ran her last time. She beat Far in the Moulin de Longchamp. She won by a neck over a mile, which shows that she can stay the distance.
Well, Freddie, we are going to actually take a look at a couple of her recent efforts, beginning with one that you mentioned, the Diamond Jubilee Stakes at Royal Ascot. For our audience, Moonlight Cloud is in the white silks on the right side of your screen, beaten just a nose by the remarkable Black Caviar. Freddie, talk about this effort, if you would.
Well, that was a very, very good race. We were badly drawn. If we had been drawn along Black Caviar, I think we could have won. We had to come across and lost a bit of ground. And when Black Caviar kicked, we were 4 lengths behind, and we couldn't make up the ground. I think another few strides and we could have won the race.
Freddie, would it be fair to say that you do not feel that 6 furlongs is her best distance?
No, I think it's a bit sharp now. I think a real distance is 7. But now I think she will get the mile easily now.
You mentioned her troubled 4th in the Jacques Le Marois. I took a look at this race. Freddie, be as brutally honest with our audience as you can. Do you think the trouble in there cost her? I mean, she finished fourth that day. Did she have a legitimate chance to win in there had she avoided that trouble?
Yes, I think that's what's quite extraordinary. It's when the jockey had to check and stop her, he thought the race was over, and he didn't. For 100 yards, he just left her. He said, "Well, it's finished." He thought he had no chance to be in the frame. And then by herself, she came back and still finished fourth. Another few strikes, second. And the form shows that the horse who was next to us, we beat him by 10 lengths at Longchamp last time. So it shows that with a good run, I think we could have won.
Well, here is her race at Longchamp last time. This is the Prix du Moulin. As we pick it up, she will be second in behind the leader, Farah, in the white silks. Freddie, talk about this effort, if you would.
Well, that was a very good race. It's the first time she had run over a mile since the Guineas. And I was a little concerned. I thought maybe it was going to be a bit too far, but she settled behind Far. And coming in the straight, she came, and Far with Dettori had kept something. And they really fought head and head for a good 2 furlongs. And at the end, she just out-battled the other one.
Freddie, chances are, when she gets here for the Breeders' Cup Mile, she's going to catch firm turf over a pretty tight course. Let's talk about the firm turf first of all. Any concerns whatsoever?
Well, no, that's not a problem. I'd rather have firm turf than heavy ground. No, that's not the problem. And since the race, since the Moulin, I've been training her on those sharp track. We have around Chantilly a track who reminds a bit like the American track. So she's trained on the track, and she turns very well. She's very easy. You can do what you want with her. She's like a bicycle, really.
Freddie, take a moment to let our audience know, describe her physically, and what's Moonlight Cloud like mentally, how she take to her training.
Well, she's very easy to train. She's a very, very handy and nice filly. You can, she loves, patting and things like that. She's very handy. You can put her wherever you want. She's got a good turn of foot. You can wait with her, and you'll know she can sprint. So I think she's the ideal type to go to Santa Anita, really.
Freddie, have you seen much of Wise Dan, who is unquestionably North America's best turf miler? And if so, what do you think of him?
Well, I think he's a very, very good horse. I think he'll take a lot of beating. I hear he could go and run in the Classic, which I would like him to do.
Yeah.
But well, let's say it's going to be a nice match if we meet together.
I don't know if there's another European trainer who would know any more than you about bringing a European filly here to the States for the Breeders' Cup Mile and to be competitive in such a big race like that. What makes you think that Moonlight Cloud can be competitive come November 3rd?
Well, I think she could be the best miler in Europe. Well, apart from Frankel, of course.
Right.
But with a bit of luck, she could have won four Group 1s this year, and that makes her one of the best. So, and she has every quality to go to America. So I think she will be hard to beat. I don't say she's a Goldie Cover because you only have one like that, but she's a real superstar.
Well, Freddie, as always, we appreciate your time very much. Thank you so much for having joined us this morning on down the stretch. We are really looking forward to seeing Moonlight Cloud in the Breeders' Cup Mile. So we wish you all the best, and we'll be speaking with you again very soon.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Freddie Head, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye-bye.
This is a very, very interesting filly because she comes over here without the glowing credentials of Goldie Kova, but this is a filly who's kind of raced under the radar for the most part, and she could be quite interesting at a price for this year's Breeders' Cup Mile, and we thank Freddie for having joined us. All right, back here in the States, we're going to begin our stakes recap, and much of these races, many of these races are for the 2-year-olds. We're going to begin with a frisette and a lengthy delay when a filly got cast in the starting gate.